Hey guys, Takanasak here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy II! Now with more ice area! Let's see what adventures await us in here, and what misfortunes. A couple new guys here. We have the Ghoul, and we have the Deadhead. As you might expect, both of them are undead, so you could use Cure and Fire to get rid of them, but once again, in a dungeon, I'm going to be preserving my MP there as much as possible. The Ice Cave is considerably longer than most of the dungeons we've been through before. And if you happen to have watched the first Final Fantasy LP, you remember the undead guys stunning you, and the ghouls are now able to do that. Thankfully, the zombies cannot. Oh dear. Let's put him on the back there. It's not nearly as bad as it was in Final Fantasy I. They did a little better job of balancing that out, in my opinion. And the only thing I think I did off-screen was I healed Guy to max HP, just because he is the only person with the life spell, so I want to keep him as healthy as possible. Alright. And if we come up here, grab 100 money! And just a couple icicles there. We ran up with those guys outside. There are two new enemies also on this floor. Here is one of them. We have the Grenade. He is pretty much a souped-up version of the balloons, which we've already fought. He'll do considerably more damage if he explodes, so definitely get rid of him. Ouch! With a fire there. Or I would just have everybody murder one of them, and then just take them one at a time like that, just to be safe. Their explosion attacks will do, I believe it'll do around 100 damage to my guys at this point, so that will be extremely painful. And these guys, nothing really too dangerous anymore. Finish them off. Wish you guys would beat up on Furion a little more, but can't be helped. Alright. And we get 150 more gil. There is the other enemy here called a Shadow, which he is also undead and weak to Cure and Fire, and he can blind you with his attacks, but thankfully we have Cure spell there Heal spell there to counteract that. And let's take a left here first. And you can see one. And as far as the grenades go, you'll need at least a level 4 fire spell if you're gonna multi-target those guys to take them out in one shot. So you'll definitely want to do that if you go that route, because, well, it's gonna turn out very poorly for you if you don't end up killing them. And here's the Shadow I was talking about. If you wanted to see him, there he goes. The zombies and the ghouls do look a lot alike in the NES version. Their clothes are slightly different colored. I think they're like purple and green on the PlayStation version, so much easier to tell apart. But the ghouls are just the lighter of the two. If you were having trouble picking out which one is which, well, there you have it. Otherwise, Shadow goes down pretty easily, without the blinding. I'm not too worried about the paralysis, because it does tend to wear off, even after a turn or two, and it goes away after battle, so I might as well heal. You know what, I'll wait till after the battle. Perfect time to do it. Maria is just dominating the HP race. It's amazing. And Furion lags back at about a third of that. There we go. You can see why I waited there. Let us... Yeah, let's get him cured there. And I might as well do Maria while I'm in here. And... I'm going to put her in the back road just for a little while. And we get Ice Wind there. I believe that casts Ice 16 on all enemies. Make a mild attempt to get Furion caught up here. Probably about as many people as I'd want to put in the back row in this particular dungeon. And at this crossroads, we'll go up. Oh dear. beat Firion down to 8 HP, had me worried for his life, and then they didn't even give him an HP growth. Such is the life of the White Knight, I suppose you could call him. And yeah, I want to come up here to grab some treasure first. There should be 3 up here. Firstly, we have the Battle Axe. I don't have anybody with axes, but I believe that would be the best axe thus far. And here we have an antidote. Get up around here. And we'll want to heal before we grab this one. This one will be trapped. I believe it just has some undead guys, so it's nothing too extreme. So let's grab this. We get the mithril mace, which I'm not going to equip. And that was trapped with grenades, who proceeded to blow my brains apart here. Definitely need some curing after that. And unfortunately, I did have to use a life spell, and I had to unequip the... well, I'll just re-equip it in the next battle. And equip the things there, so get rid of the in-soul penalty. But let's proceed. And after that battle, I moved Maria back to the front row. I'm already running a bit low on MP, unfortunately. Yeah, here we go. And we'll take the southern exit this time. Probably would have been a great idea to hold on to all those potions that I NPC'd now. Oh well, I had to be greedy. This is the price I paid. And apparently Fire 3 can potentially kill one of the grenades. It's just at the high end of the damage Maria can do with her equipment on right now. And I have started dipping a little bit into my MP. Specifically against the larger battles of undead. I want to start clearing them out because I'm low on the cure HP, or cure MP there. And we get another ice book. Might actually have to start running from some of these. It's unheard of. Not usually doing this poorly. I think it's just because Firion is so far behind at this point. Grab this other chest. And we get the mithril spear. Nothing too extreme there. And we'll ignore that door and we'll head down. I made it with no random encounters. I think that's the other thing. I'm encountering more monsters than I typically do. But it's also seen as a good thing. And let's hear it for Firion, who finally broke 100 HP. It'd be a good idea to give this to whoever has the lowest evade, but I think in this case I'm just going to give it right to Firion. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, shields actually have no defensive value, I don't believe. Just solely for evasion percentage. Guess you can for yourself. When I equipped it, my defense remained the same. And should be one over here. He's gaining all sorts of HP now. This one is also trapped with the Ancient Sword. And it's just a bunch of ghouls and shadows there. I'm not going to equip that directly because it does have kind of a poopy hit percentage. So I'll just stick it here. The Ancient Sword can potentially curse monsters when they're hit. Oh boy, I'm completely out of healing items at this point. But we are almost done. I'm going to try to run from most things at this point, just because my beavers. Gaw? What? What do you say about airship or warship? No, nothing. There'll be a stationary one up here we can talk to. Of course you can. Huh. You don't have an inn, do you? No. No. Oh well, let us press on. To Secret Passage! And just in case you were wondering how horribly I'm doing at this point, well, there you go. Everybody is bleeding profusely. There is the exit spell. I really would hate to walk all the way back in here. I'm going to do the best I can not to do that. I am getting fairly lucky on my runs, though. 3 say trapped and 1 usually ends up running. The undead in that battle, easy enough to deal with. Maybe the game's feeling a little sorry for me at this point, which it should. And we get the silver armor here. If you really want to, you can give that to Joseph briefly. And I'd say heal up before you talk to this guy, but yeah. Or we have a battle against the adamantoids, I'm assuming he's supposed to be. Now, the way you want to do this, just like the other turtle, he's got extremely high defense. So I would like to try to curse him with the ancient sword. Ooh, a strike first! That's incredibly lucky. But, yeah, weak to ice, and if I can get his defense down with a curse, at least Joseph should be able to do some more physical damage. Alright! Yeah, he got lucky and got a critical hit there, but it will actually do the status affliction even if you don't do any damage, just as long as it hits. It can hit and do 0 damage, but yeah, it definitely has to hit. It can't miss. And Porphyrion. Alright, take him out. Take him out. I don't care if he kills somebody, just... How the hell do you do 1 damage off 4 hits? That is impressive. Wow! That... oh dear. Just make sure you talk to the little plaque up here. That will actually give you the goddess spell there somewhere. And there was an enemy I didn't show off that I won a battle axe and a mace from. It is called a dual head. They're relatively tough monsters. And you usually meet up with groups of like 4 of those guys at a time, unfortunately. And I was actually told that you can't exit out of here, so I suppose I'm kind of screwed if things go awry. But, well, we're almost out now. I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Oh. I suppose that's an icicle there, no thanks. Alright, buddy. Oh. And we get another boss battle. Just what I needed. Now, he is not nearly as difficult as the adamantoids, but I am going to attempt to curse him anyway. He's actually pretty laughably easy. Oh, and I get a first strike, so... that is incredibly lucky on my part, too. Not only first strike the adamantoid, but also Borgin. Borgin will do about 40 damage, I believe. And he's got about 250 hit points compared to the adamantoids. I had like 450 or 500 or so. I don't care if somebody dies, as long as it's not Guy, I'm okay. If I can just bring him back to life, then... alright. And he's dead. Horribly murdered, there we go. Whew. This ice cave was particularly brutal. Now, if you want to have any of Joseph's extra equipment here, now is the time to take it off. Because if you take a few steps... a giant walnut! Can't hold... and... he is horribly murdered. It's a mean trap. Oh, and it's sad music. And that is the end of Joseph. Now, I want to walk all the way back to... I'm going to definitely rest up at Salmando. Unfortunately, I still have to walk way over there. And I will move on over to... you know what? I will just meet you at Salmando. Alright, we finally made it back here. And everybody knows Joseph is dead already. Well, I wouldn't say he committed suicide, really. He was horribly murdered by a giant rolling walnut, but... suicide is a little extreme. Oh. That was the stalker outside the house there. No, he's not. Well, there are a couple things I would like to do before we get too much farther. Now that we have the goddess spell, we need to go find Kashwan Castle. But I would like to get at least one more life spell. I should have just a gaggle of money before Or after all that, yeah, 6,500. I would really like to get a pair of... I'll give that to Furion this time. And if you have another one, obviously give it to Maria. I was saying I was going to get some mithril shields. I would like to give whoever doesn't have one. So it would be Maria and Guy. It can wait. It doesn't have to be done now, but... Yeah, you know what? I'll just end up waiting because none of the towns around here actually... And I forgot to NPC my stuff, but none of the towns around here sell the mithril equipment, I don't believe. So I think you'd have to go all the way back to, I believe, Palm before you can even purchase any of that stuff. Now, I'm going to probably, sleep definitely, end the episode at Bofsk, so we will continue on from there. But, you know what? Let's see here. Yeah, I'm still using that broadsword. You know what? I might as well just walk down there and get Furion a little more MP, because I would like to buy, seeming how I'm doing very well with money now, I would like to buy a mithril sword, and I will give that to Guy, and I'll just hand the longsword down to Furion. I could probably get 2 mithril swords, but yeah, I don't know why I'm being so conservative with money. I probably don't have to be, but yeah, that's what I'll end up doing between the episodes. Get everybody a mithril shield that doesn't have one, pick up a mithril sword, and I might as well just walk down there and do that now, get it out of the way. And I will meet you over at Bofsk for next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy II. This is Takamasak, and I'll see you later.